Hello Flosstube, my name is Sarah. I'm back for video number 2. Hopefully this is better lighting for you guys. Let me know. If not, I'm trying to figure out a good area to do this that gets good lighting. I tried to film this video several times yesterday and it just was not working out. We had like nap time was cut short and had to go get other kids from school and just wasn't working out in the evening either. So here we go. We're gonna try to do it again. I'm gonna do the get to know your needleworker tag today. I thought that would be a fun way for you guys to get to know me a little bit better. So question 1 is, where do you live? I live in Grand Rapids, Michigan. If you don't, sorry, I'm trying to figure, I don't want this glaring light there. If you don't know where Grand Rapids is, it's very much a thing for people from Michigan to use their hand as a map and show people where they live. So I'm going to do that now. So I live right here-ish in the state. So here's Mitten. And it's actually more about here-ish. I live in actually another, like one of the smaller surrounding cities within Grand Rapids area. So when we say Grand Rapids, even if it's not technically in that city, in the broader city, then it's just an easier way to describe it to people. Number 2, what do you do for a living? I am a stay-at-home mom. I have been a stay-at-home mom since I had my second child. So I've been doing that for quite a while now. And before that, I did accounting and bookkeeping, and I was also an office manager there as well. So yeah. Question 3, hobbies. You can probably see my cat back there. That's one of my cats I will talk about in the pet question. But hobbies. So a lot of my hobbies revolve around needlework or in relation to it in some way, shape, or form. I actually started out with embroidery, and I just pulled one of these down here to show you guys. My grandma actually taught me embroidery when I was really young. When I was about 11, 12 or so, I learned it, and then so I just brought this down. It's just a pillowcase to show you guys. I made this when I was probably about 13. It just says Sweet Dreams. It's got some satin stitch and some stem stitch and some lazy daisies in there. Funny enough, I don't, this thing has never been used, and it has a, one that matches it. But does anybody else do that? Do you make these like crafts and then you don't ever use them? It just seems a little bit ridiculous, right? Or is that just me? So that kind of goes into quilting. So my mom she's taught me to quilt, and she makes these phenomenal quilts that are just gorgeous, and they're amazing. And she sells them and she makes them, and once she makes them for herself, they literally like go up in her closet and they're like never see the light of day again. She doesn't put them out because she doesn't want her cats to like lay on them or ruin them or scratch them up or whatever. So she's taught me to quilt, and I have made some quilts, and I really do like quilting. I have 3 different Christmas quilts that I am buying fabric for and have to cut up into squares and do all that jazz with it. And I've made some quilts for my kids in the past and things like that, but and some Halloween quilts, things like that I want to do. But I also do something called English paper piecing. And if you don't know what English paper piecing is, it's basically you take little teeny tiny hexagons and then you whip stitch them all together to make like a big, whatever it is you want to make. And so I do kind of a different variation of it. I got mine from my templates anyway from a book. And so I take different shapes to make the hexagon itself. So I just figured I'd show you guys some of these. So this is like an example of one of them. And they're very bright, very, very bright and colorful, which I personally love. It's very neat. And then here's another one. This is very it's gonna be lots of birds in there. Very bohemian. It's a bohemian style quilt is what it'll be when it's done. So very, very, very bright. So that's English paper piecing. Other hobbies besides that, I really like gardening, with flowers specifically, more so than anything. Diamond painting. I also do, I mentioned in my last video, the stocking that I made my daughter is from a kit. It's called Busilla It's like felt and needle embroidery, that kind of thing. So I brought these down to kind of show you guys if you don't know what they are. So this is one of them. I did mention I have a thing for the 12 Days of Christmas. So this is how they, when you buy them, they come in a package like this. This is one I absolutely adored. I had to track this one down. But you get a big old, if you can see how tall that stack of felt is, and then you get your floss, and then your sequins and your beads in there. And you cut each individual piece, and then you stack it. So the stuff you see on the top is the last stuff that you'll do, and it's really kind of a fun, I've done it. My mom actually was the one who made the stockings for us when we were kids, and I've done the same for all my kids. So this is the stocking I'm actually doing for my husband, and just to kind of show you one that hasn't been finished yet. So this is his. It's got your argyle up there, and then so you piece each thing, you applique it and stuff it and all that jazz. So that's another thing, hobby-wise. Let's see. Number 4, do you have any children? Yes, I do. I have 4 children. I have 2 boys and 2 girls, and they were born in that order. So they keep me very, very, very busy. There's not a empty moment that isn't filled with something that has to be done. Number 5, pets. Do you have any pets? Yes, I do. I have 3 cats. My cats, my oldest is 14, and she is a Siamese cat. Her name is Yvette. She is the queen of the house, quite literally. She runs the show here. Everybody's under her little iron paws, I jokingly say, but not jokingly at the same time. And then I have, she'll be 15 in February, and then my other 2, Eden, who she will be 12 in February. She was a rescue cat. I actually got her from PetSmart. I adopted her from there. When I saw her, she had road rash on her. Somebody threw her out of a car on the highway when she was 16 weeks old. So yeah, there's a special kind of place for those kind of people, but we won't go into that. But when I saw her, she had road rash all over her, her paws and her arms. She had blood in her ears. She had literally the bone of the end of her tail was like broken in half. So she has a half a tail. It's actually quite cute. But she literally had the bone of her tail sticking out, and then this bloody scab on the end of it. And the funniest thing was when I took her home the first 2 days, she slept like in the crook of my neck on my shoulder here, and the scab fell off, and it was really kind of gross, but then it came back to life, if you will. It was like when I took her to the vet, they said the likelihood of that actually having any fur growing on it at any point in time was minuscule to none, zilch, not gonna happen. Well, it did. So she has, the end of her tail has fur on it like it's supposed to, and blah 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 blah. So yeah, she's my rescue cat, and she's named Eden because I named her after the Garden of Eden, because I felt like she needed a lot of beauty and joy and great things in her life. So I gave her a beautiful name to start with, her life with me. So I've had her ever since that happened. And then my last one is Jayo, and he is going to be 12 in June, and he was also a rescue cat. I don't really know his backstory of where he came from, but he's with us now. Question number 6, your favorite movie. So I don't have like a set favorite movie. I would say my favorite movie would be The Parent Trap, and The Parent Trap from the 60s. Not the Lindsay Lohan version, no, just no. But if you've ever seen the first one, or if you haven't ever seen the first one, you need to go watch it. Like, what are you doing with your life? You need to watch it. I grew up with this movie, and I absolutely love it. It never gets old. I love the music. I love the whole entire thing. It's just awesome. Another one would be Mannequin, which is from the 80s. So I'm all over the place here. But Mannequin, another one I love. Like Starship sings. They have like part of the music is in there, which I love too. And then Home Alone, like the original, the first ever, Home Alone with Macaulay Culkin. That's also like I could watch that any time of year in like July, and I'd be perfectly happy. Next, favorite TV show. So again, I don't just have one. I have several different ones that I watch. I've been watching Grey's Anatomy since it came out in 2004, 2005. I'm very dedicated to that show. I will watch that show until it's not on the air anymore, because when you've been watching a show for this long, why would you stop? I mean, I can't. I have to see that show through. Another one would be Seinfeld. I utterly adore that show. I've watched that show, each episode, like probably over 100 times each, and it never gets old. I still laugh. The Office, This Is Us is an amazing show. If you've not seen that show, you need to watch it. It makes me cry almost every single episode. Like, it just gets you. It gets you. I also like a lot of the legal and like cop shows, so like Chicago PD, Chicago Fire. I love Law and Order SVU. I've watched that since the beginning. Stuff like that. The Handmaid's Tale I really like too. Favorite music. So I have a very eclectic taste in music. It's quite, I guess, vast. It's all over the place. So my parents are an older generation compared to my friends' parents, you know, ages. And so I grew up listening to music from like the 60s. So I really do like a little bit of everything. My grandparents listened to a lot of classical and jazz, so I listen to that and I love it. So, you know, things like Simon and Garfunkel, CCR, things like that. I love Queen. I mean, who doesn't like Queen? Seriously. Don't talk to me if you don't like Queen. No, I'm just kidding, but really you need to listen to them. Probably my all-time favorite band would be Third Eye Blind. I would say I have listened to them since they started singing in like 93, 94. And I've listened to them with every major thing that's ever happened in my life, whether it be good or bad. I mean, I even listened to them when I had my last two children for their birth. I didn't have any drugs or anything. I just had my Third Eye Blind. You go into your other world, and that's that kind of thing, you know. Very dedicated Third Eye Blind listener. And then like Queen, or I mentioned Queen, but Maroon 5, Ed Sheeran, all kinds of different things. I mean, I like a little bit of everything. Favorite book. So I don't have a favorite specific book. I do have a favorite author with a favorite series. So John Sanford is somebody I've been reading for a very long time. I read all of his books in the Prey series in sequential order, with the exception of the last like 2 or 3 that he's written, because I just don't have the time to read. I do have time, but I'm doing other things. So I've been trying to do Audible lately. But anyway, the Prey series, which is really good. I also like Lee Child. He's the one that writes the Jack Reacher series. For any of you who are familiar, that's been made into a movie. Harlan Coben, Jonathan Kellerman, stuff like that. I like the thriller stuff. So that's kind of my genre. I don't really read any other genres besides the mystery and the thrillers that much. What one word best describes you? So that one is a tough one for me. I would say people would probably say quiet for me, but then my good friends would tell you that that is not true. So another word I would probably say would be crafty. So maybe a crafty, quiet person. So who inspired you to make YouTube videos? So the first person that I ever saw on YouTube, Flosstube, if you will, was Carolyn Mazio. And I just watched her videos and I got hooked. I like watched video after video after video, like binge watched her. And she stitches such amazing things, and I hope she comes back to Flosstube. I just love her. She's amazing. I still follow her on Instagram. She's doing diamond painting now. So that's awesome. So we get to see at least a little bit of craftiness that she's doing. Another one would be Pam and Stuff. I love Pam and Stuff. They are so fun to watch, and their content is great. They always have different things that they're doing, and it's really awesome to see a a younger generation and an older generation together. I really like the, you know, mother-daughter thing. I think that's amazing. Another person would be Yanni. Yanni is amazing. You need to watch Yanni. If you don't watch her, look her up and watch her because she's awesome. And then the last one, it's kind of random thrown in there, is favorite snack. So that would be for me cheese. I am a diehard cheese eater. Like I eat cheese almost every single day. It's my favorite food in the entire world. So yeah, anyway, so that's the Needleworker tag, and yeah, that's that. So hopefully you guys get to know me a little bit better through that. So I thought I would go over my stitching next of what I have been stitching throughout the week. So the first thing I did a little bit more, not a ton on, was this. It's actually an Italian designer, not French, like I believe I said last time, but sorry, there's a glare there, but I mean, this one I was working on just a little bit, and I was doing this motif right here. So I did the pine cones. I finished those up. I should probably put something behind this so I don't get the light through it. So I finished the pine cones. I did some more of the basket, and that's all that I did on it. This one will probably just be put away for a while until I pick it up again, maybe next fall. I don't really plan on keeping it around in the winter. Next thing I have is the November. I did some more in this one, and last time I was done with the letter B and the letter M, and I had a little tiny bit of the white from the E and the water done. So I worked on this one a little bit more, and I got the E done. And apparently that's a bridge right there. I thought that that was like a chest that you would, you know, like a family heirloom type of a chest, but yeah, I guess it's not. So I have that one. And then another one that I worked on, this is when I actually started on December 1st, is December from the Cricut collection. And this is what I have there. I've got the gingerbread man, and I thought these were little peppermint candies. I didn't know what those were going to be until I stitched them up, but they're little candles, so I just have the rest of the cup for the hot cocoa to do. My lighting just went crazy yellow. Okay, the next I have haul. Sorry, I think my daughter's awake, so I'm going to try to do this really quickly. So I have, from 123 Stitch, I made an order with them. I had to get the silks for December, so I have that. I have Lily Violette. I got December for the chart for that. That's the next series I'm doing after the cross-eyed Cricut. I bought a Summer Arbor from, this is the Drawn Thread. And Shannon Christine, I have a major thing for elephants. I love elephants, so I got this jeweled elephant. Sorry about the glare. I don't have time to take them out of the bags right now. And then I bought 7 diamond paintings because of Carolyn Mazio's Instagram picture, because I bought the one she bought and then some other ones. I got these adorable little snowman scissors. And then from Marie from Just Add Needles on Facebook, I met her at the October retreat. I bought 2 of these needle domes for my Busilla stitching. And then the other things I got were, these are from somebody, a seller I bought off of Facebook, just some grime guards, some seashells, pumpkins, and holly leaves. And then she gave this free little measuring doodad here. So that was really cool. And then I got some fabric for my quilts and for project bags. So the ones that are going to be project bags are this one right here. And it's just some ornaments. I love this one. And the accent one is this guy, which is gold snowflakes. And then this one is white paper birch trees. And it's got sparkle and sheen to it. And this is the accent for that. And then I got this one again for quilting. I got this one with the gold sparkle. I got this one right here, poinsettias. And I got specifically for the squares for like the I thought that would be an awesome pattern. Sorry, this is not focusing very well. And then this one right here, I love that, very vintagey and antique looking one. This one here, this one here, green with gold. It's gold, it looks silver in the camera, but it's not. And then cardinals. Who doesn't love cardinals? And then I got the blue swirl. This one is silver. And then I got another one of those and another one of those for the tree. And other than the diamond paintings, which are going to take a while to get in, that's my haul for the week. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to try to do videos weekly if I can. Otherwise, I'll get them in when I can get them in. But yeah, that's it for this video. See you guys later.